You made it on. Okay, so I'm just going to go really fast through our announcements before I introduce our amazing guests. So hopefully when I do this, so I'm just going to share from, let's see, from right here. I think I can scoop this. There we go. So this week, as you guys know, where'd it go? Well, there's our two amazing guests, Al and Suzie, and they're going to talk to us this evening and inspire us. And I'm sure you guys have heard from them. They're phenomenal. But here's just our real quick announcements. Oh, shoot, I can't let Jen in because I'm sharing. Let me stop sharing, let Jen get in, and then I can share again. Okay. Hopefully that won't happen again. Okay. So anyways, announcements, you guys got on, and so Performance Club, remember Performance Club is 2 customers equaling at least $100 in PV, and you get in Performance Club. Performance Club, as you guys know, is phenomenal, amazing speakers. Like it's just awesome. Let's see if I can, yeah, because I have to, oh, there we go. There we go. Anyways, and okay, and then once you get into Performance Club, basically you get to jump in the pool. You know, you're just kind of well on your way. It's kind of, you get that started at the beginning of the month and it just kind of gets you on your way. Remember ITT, let's just keep using that system. Our Monday night, Monday, we went through all those calls, the Cardone training. If you guys aren't doing that, you have to do it. I don't know. Is it this or is it this? This is Wonder Woman, right? I like the Wonder Woman. Exactly. So that absolutely amazing. Tonight was so good, you guys. So if you can jump on and watch the playback of that, because it just will blow your socks off. It's going through goal setting, and it's going through just going through all your goals, your 3-year, 5-year, 10-year. I mean, Suzie went through today. She did phenomenal. Watch it. Do the homework, you guys. It's just, it's life-changing. Like I keep watching it and I just keep thinking I'm getting so much out of this every single week. So that happens at 7:30 Central Time, 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. And so on. I think some of us are from Oregon. Some of us might be Pacific Standard Time, right? So 5:30. So plenty of time to jump on. So yeah. And then this week, tomorrow, Marcy Steiner is going to be our guest. Invite, you guys. She is amazing. As you know, she is just a little firecracker, and I love her. She's so relatable. She's just fun. She's just fun. Everybody that she talks to, you just go, wow, okay. She just relates with everyone. So invite on that. Like I said last week, best way to do invitations on these is just put on your story. Hey, you've been watching me for a while. Do you want to see what I'm doing? Check this out. Give me a yes or no. Do polls. Remember those trainings, do a poll, yes or no. Or, I think the one I did was last week was, no, I don't like to watch anything fun, or, you always kind of make it funny. So people are like, wait a minute, that kind of deal. So that's tomorrow. Thursday, the 5th is our Thursday night opportunity meeting. It doesn't show who it is. Do you happen to know who that is, Suzie?
On Thursday, it's Lori Charette.
Oh, there we go. So, and then Life Vantage Academy is just a couple of weeks away, you guys. So let's try to get you there. It's going to, being in person is so much fun. Being in person is where it's at. So our Platinum Pack has changed. Let's go through those really quick. I just want you guys to take a look at that. So our Platinum Packs are they're just looking a little different, which is exciting. So, this one right here is $1,300, but now we have the full hair system, face system. I mean, everything you need. I think the most exciting part, because most of us can go and read through all these Platinum Packs, but the most exciting thing is now the Axio sample pack, and they're adding that into. So now people can actually taste different flavors. You know, usually they just put a flavor in there. Now you have a sample pack in there, which is exciting. And my understanding is you can actually just buy the sample pack now, and which is great. I mean, that's such a great way to be able to share that with people for, you know, I think, what's the price on that? It's too small to read and I can't remember now. Is it, credit? I can't remember. Maybe if I remember at the end, I'll tell you. But anyways, those platinum packs are phenomenal. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as like, other than get on the Cardone trainings on Monday nights, guys. I cannot stress that enough. Other than that, that's really all of our announcements. Tanya did have to cancel her WAM meeting, I think is what it's called. She had to cancel that tonight because she's traveling back from South Dakota. She's traveling home, and so she got caught in not a windstorm, a rainstorm. So she said that she just couldn't tonight. So those of you who may not have gotten the message, that's what the message is. So anyways, but I am so excited. So I cannot wait to introduce you guys to Suzie and Al. They are, oh my gosh, two of my favorite people in the whole world. I'll never forget when I met Al for the first time. It was at a Life Vantage, one of the dance parties. And we just stood outside and we all talked out in the little entrance there forever. And he was wearing the funky Life Vantage sweatshirt with all the fun colors on it and stuff. And I was like, man, this is just such a cool, fun guy. And then Suzie, oh my gosh, she has my heart forever. Suzie is the most amazing woman ever. You guys are just going to be so blessed tonight to hear from the two of them. So anyways, I'm going to let you guys just take it away and have fun, and love ya, love ya.
Thank you so much, Jeanette. That was such a warm introduction. And I will never forget the first time that I met you. It was in Indianapolis. And I think that was Elite Academy in February of 2018. And my brother, John Jelinek, he's a chiropractor. He lives in North Dakota. He's a Pro 5. He introduced this to me. And then he started sharing more science with me and everything. But he's like, hey, you have to go to, you know, once we were all in, and I'll share that story. He said, hey, you have to go to Elite Academy. You have to go to events with me. And I did. And, you know, since then, Al's been going with me as well. And it's been so much fun, and it's so great. If I can say one thing for spouses to go to events is such belief building. It's incredible. So if your spouse hasn't been to an event, or if they have any interest in going, even if they don't have any interest, it's really good. Try to convince them to go, because I know for Al, I think it just meeting a lot of people, you know, finding out more about the culture of our company, the amazing culture of our company. That's what really built my belief more too, was just seeing and meeting the amazing people that we have in Life Vantage. And so I'm just so grateful for that. So get your spouses to go to events with you. You won't regret it at all. So, but a little bit about our story, and then I'll let Al kind of share too. And many of you may have heard of our story, but here's kind of how it goes. But my brother, like I said, John Jelinek, is a chiropractor in North Dakota. And it was 2016 that I went to his first opportunity meeting that he shared with people in his clinic. And I sat next to my grandma and heard the ABC investigational report, heard the opportunity meeting, and became a customer. Like very, what was it? Just like the face cream. I think it was like a really small pack, Axial and the face cream, like something really small. And then John really started sharing more with me about the science behind oxidative stress and PTSD. And it wasn't until we moved to Sioux Falls, and that was 4 years ago this month that we moved to Sioux Falls from North Dakota, that Al started taking these products. And he had started a new job here, and that's why we moved. And we had 3 kids at the time. Now we have 4. And our youngest is almost 3 years old now. But it was a stressful time. And Al is a Navy veteran, and he served on 4 deployments overseas during his time in the Navy. and he can talk a little bit more about that. But it was really hard going through. After he got done in the Navy, he went to the VA for treatment, and they worked with him a lot. But he wasn't ever someone that wanted to take medicine or medications. And I supported him on that just because of unknown side effects that could come up. And so he went to counseling, we went to counseling together and had a lot of help. But this was something that was different. It was the missing piece of the puzzle that really helped him go from, being anxious all the time, walking on eggshells around him, just not as much energy, to, better moods, lots of energy, a better dad and a better husband. And I remember it was about 5 or 6 weeks after he started taking these products, and I looked at him, and he would come home, you guys, and he would say, "Hey, what can I do to help you today?" And this was after he started the new job. We had just moved. It was so, again, the stressful time. And he would come home and say, "What can I do, around the house to help you? What do you need?" And that was just not something that I expected him to ask me at that time. And I just looked at him and I'm like, "Do you realize what the difference that's going on right now with you?" And I was the first one to notice. And after that, he just kind of was like, "Yeah, I mean, this is legit, right?" So he was all in at that time. And we both together, I knew, as I have a background as a certified athletic trainer for 13 years prior to becoming a stay-at-home mom when we moved to Sioux Falls. And I loved helping people. That's why I went into the medical field. I loved having that background. And for me, coming home and being a stay-at-home mom, I loved that too. However, there was a little piece that was missing for me. And that was just, again, being able to help people. And so I found that this was an avenue that I could do that. And I knew that if I could just help one more person benefit like Al had from these products, it would all be worth it. And so that was, almost 4 years ago. And now here we are, just have been sharing with so many more people and just have felt so blessed to share. So I'll let Al share a little bit more of his story.
Yeah. So I'm Al. Nice to meet you all. So I joined the Navy in May of 2001, and then I did 3 deployments, got out in 2006, and then I actually just graduated college for a degree in radio broadcasting when we had our first child, and I got orders to go back over to the sandbox again. That's where I was deployed. So obviously I went, and then I came back, and it wasn't until I came back in 2010, summer of 2010, that but I guess a bunch of red flags were going up when I was at the VA, kind of out processing or whatever. So then that's when I was diagnosed with double depression, PTSD, all this stuff. And I had some ringing in my ears, my hand was messed up. But so the VA was like, "Okay, you're this, you're this disabled, we're gonna take care of you." So I didn't really think anything of that. And so I was going to the VA quite often because they wanted to put me on medications, but I just opted to visit with a therapist a lot. And the reason behind that was I grew up in a really, I'm not going to say dysfunctional, but it was just really separated household. My dad was really old school. He's great. He was a great guy, but he was just really old school. Didn't get help for stuff, so there's probably things that he needed to sort out, but he's no longer with us anyway. But the point is, he was a good dude, so I'm not trying to paint a bad picture about him. But anyways, he ruled with an iron fist, and my mom was very submissive, I guess, and very old school that way too. So my summer before my senior year of high school, my mom attempted suicide, and that with medication. So and there wasn't a day that I can remember that my parents weren't on medication for stuff, ever. I remember my dad turning 40 in 1990, and that being a huge milestone for the males in our family. When he died in 2014 at the age of 64, he was the 3rd oldest Benjamin male. So for growing up in that environment or whatever, it's that's just kind of how it is. So you deal with it. You don't think about you know what I mean? Like you don't take care of yourself or whatever. And now it's just genetically how that's what's going to happen. So anyway, so I grew up in that type of household, but then very skeptical. I used to be pretty cool and fun. And that's when Suzie and I met in '98 when we were kids. And I was cool and fun. And so after all the deployments and stuff, I became less cool and fun. And then when we moved to Sioux Falls in 2017, like Suzie said, I knew that it was either going to be a good move or the end of it, you know? Like that's how I approached it. It was a very like if or you know, black or white type of approach to it. And so that's why I finally was like, fine, John, that's your brother. I'll take your stupid pills, whatever, just leave me alone, whatever. And so I did, and I really did. I honestly didn't notice anything. And then, oh yeah, no problem, Jen. That's all right. Everybody did something, you know, like, anyways, so yeah, about 6 weeks into it, Susie's like, oh man, that's stuff, you know, like it must really be working for you because I actually want to visit with you when you get home from work. And I'm like, yeah, I noticed I haven't had to patch any sheetrock since we've moved here, which is great because it's a nice house. And that's the reality of it, folks. So like, it was bad. It was bad. I wasn't physical with Suzie or the kids, but I definitely wasn't nice verbally. And I was physical with everything else. Doors, windows, our car. I'm not proud of it, you know, but it's what got us to this point, right? So anyway, so fast forward, a few months later, Susie's like, I want to be a distributor. And I'm thinking to myself like, like I've had to admit, you know, like this was actually an amazing thing and I'm glad I got on it. But now I kind of have to readmit that maybe this could be an awesome thing for Suzie, you know? And so like the selfish part of me was there, but I was able to process everything around that decision, that I was able to follow my heart and be like, yes, you should be a distributor for LifeVantage. I think it's an excellent idea. Even though inside my reaction was, this is not going to go well. And you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so in the military, there's a lot of fun sayings. One of them is just embrace the suck. And so I just sat there thinking like, oh, I'll just embrace the suck of this. Whatever it's going to be, we'll see how this distributor thing pans out. And, yeah, and then it was 2018 when I went to my first convention. Well, actually, my first convention solo. That's when our friend saw me dancing like crazy, and I hitched my pants all the way up to like my armpits, and I didn't care, man. I was just having a great time. I was not under the influence of anything, but I was just having a great time. And that's what I loved about LifeVantage was I could be myself because that was the goofy guy that Suzie fell in love with to begin with. So that built my belief system or further, I guess, supported my belief system or my belief in LifeVantage as a great company, you know, great company, great family. And I remember, and then I'll shut up, but I remember it was January of 2018 when Suzie asked me if I would do a video sharing my story about PTSD. Not a big fan of that, but I did it because I was like, all right, this is just one of those suck it up hurdles, you know, whatever, embrace the suck. And so I did it. And before so there was like ramifications. And so if it's something you want to see, let us know and we'll send it to you. But it was out there in Facebook land for a while. And I think in like a month and a half, it had like 5,000, 6,000 views. It was just bananas. We had people reaching out to Suzie left and right being like, can I get your husband to talk to my husband or my wife or whatever, you know, like, because there is as many lady service members as there are male service members who are dealing with the PTSD I know of. But there are a lot of folks, and some maybe on this call, who have dealt with PTSD in other forms and other things going on too. So it's definitely not tied to service, right? That's where mine is. And probably rooted in some of the way I was brought up as well. So anyway, so I just put that out there that like, there's never really been a super comfortable day since I've started on these products. But each day has been a lot easier to process and trust those around you, because it's certainly not people I don't love or care about that are trying to help and love and care on me and Suzie. So yeah, so that's what Life Vantage has done for me. So
Well, and I just have to give a shout out to Al a huge shout out, because I mean, since after I decided I was going to go all in and share, I mean, he still has a full-time job. So I'm at home with 4 kids, almost 3, and then 4 another one on the way. And I decided to go all in on this. And, my belief was built by just plugging into everything, the Monday morning calls, the Sunday evening calls at that time, and now the Monday evening calls, and just really getting encouragement from everybody around us to plug in and keep inviting and do your DMO and everything like that. And Al has really sacrificed a lot with, watching the kids evenings that I'm on Zooms. And so we haven't delved into this a lot together. However, that is our goal is, we want to bring Al home from his full-time job. And we know that that's coming sooner rather than later. And so it's just exciting to see, Tanya and Kyle and all of the other elite distributors that we've seen do that and are proof that that can happen. And so, again, our belief is built. We know it's there. We know it's coming. That is a goal. But it does definitely take sacrifice. And I just, I know that is, again, it will happen. But I'm just so thankful for, like I said, for the events that we've had that Al's been able to go to, for, the people that we've been able to share with together. And this last month, just getting that, or in June, qualifying for Cabo, that was something that I'm going to be honest, in the beginning of June, we kind of, we were on, it had been a goal for us since January to get to qualify for Cabo. But then in the beginning of June, it just really didn't seem like it was going to happen. And we both decided, okay, we'll do whatever it takes to get there, but still, we're still kind of a ways away. We don't know if it's going to happen. And I just we kept on talking about it, and we just decided it's happening. Like we're gonna do this. I had spa parties at my house, and again, it was Al, watching the kids while I had women over at my house to share with. And he this last month, even more so, has been delving into the app and getting his contacts in the app and doing that. And I mean, this app challenge that we have this month, I don't know how many points, Al. It's like 800 points that Al has in the app for the app challenge. And so he really is embracing that a lot, which is cool. And so I feel like we both bring different strengths to the table, which is really, really awesome. And Al is such a great speaker. And I feel like I have some trouble articulating sometimes. So I just, I love the fact that we work together so well that way. And it really just makes me excited for what's to come with Life Vantage, with all of this. But we're just, I see a lot of familiar faces. So I'm just so glad that we can, come on here. I feel like it's, more intimate. There's not as many people, but I just feel so glad that we can come and share a story and talk to you guys a little bit more intimately, like I said. And I love that we're all here. We're all here together. I mean, we're stronger together. And we, the thing that has really helped me the most, I think, is just knowing that, right? Knowing that we can count on cross-line, downline, cousins, all of our Life Vantage family for help and support. And so that's what I love about our culture. And that's why we'll continue to be a part of this and continue to share and create that ripple effect that we know is so powerful.
That's so awesome, you guys. Okay, so just one tip for everybody. Just one tip going into the beginning. We're on the day 2 of August. So give everyone a tip as far as how they should start this month strong. Obviously going for Performance Club, jumping into the pool, the 5 for 500 and so on. But what's one tip that you guys can give them to start this month out?
I think, it's kind of a 2-parter, because I feel like first and foremost, you just have to believe. And that was what the Cabo trip, the incentive trip, that's what it showed me, is that my belief was that it's happening. Like, no matter what, it's going to happen. We're going to get there. And so that first part, it was just believing it's going to happen. And we have, of course we have Performance Club, but we have the 5 for 500. And I you know, if any of you saw Sean Poe on the Elite Academy in July and his speech, his presentation, if you haven't seen that, we've got to get a hold of it somehow for you to see and for you guys to tag each other in. But Sean really, you know, hit home to me as far as, you know, making it a point to get to the global pool share every month, get to the 5 for 500. And so this month, I know that I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to get into the app more and start sharing more from the app. And my goal is for us to get to the 5 for 500 pool share by August 19th, because that's the first day of school. And I know after that, it's going to be crazy because, again, school started. We have 4 kids. It's going to be absolutely nuts. So I would love to, let me rephrase that. I know it's going to happen. We're going to get to the 5 for 500 pool by August 19th. And it's really scary to say that. It's really scary because I don't know how it's going to happen, but I believe it is going to happen.
I don't know. Mine is just continuing to put myself out there, especially in not necessarily Facebook, but I mean, Facebook is pretty interesting because there are people that grew up with me who are like, oh, cool, one of those things, right? Great story. I got contacted by a dude I grew up with whose dad, did not outlive my dad. And me and this kid grew up in bowling alleys, right? This is our whole life, was just bowling, right? So we'd go to bowling league night, watch our dads and our his grandpa. And, it'd be like smoke filled, you're eating pizza, everybody's drinking beer except for the kids, or drinking pop or whatever. Anyways, my point is that we weren't like involved in sports. Like bowling is a sport, I'll say that. But I'm just saying that we were, so we grew up not taking care of ourselves, right? I don't know, in June sometime I posted something about Axio, lemonade Axio, come and get it type of deal, and people are like, oh yeah, sign me up, or oh yeah, that's cool. And then this guy's like, oh, is it one of those, and then just obliterates me. I decided, you know what, dude, I don't even care. I'm not gonna delete this comment. I'm just gonna let people tear you open. Nobody tore them open, but people reached out to me like, you should delete that comment. I was like, that's cool. And then he hit me up like 3 hours later and was like, I'm so sorry. I was such an a-hole for saying that because, and I'm like, what were you expecting to have? Like, did you think people would be like, oh yeah, is that what that guy now? It's like, no. They either just decided to move on, which are the type of friends I have. But I also have friends who will say what's on their mind at all times, and that's totally cool. But like, for that, I don't know how many people saw the post. I don't have that type of tracking device, but my guess is nobody else agreed with them, or they didn't have the guts to say anything. So anyways, fast forward to tonight, like 20 minutes ago, that dude posted about how bad his back is messed up, degenerative disc, stuff like this, whatever. And I'm like, hey, that crazy thing that like Suzie and I are running out of our rape shed? I mean, that's what I called it because that's what he called it to me in Messenger. So I don't use words like that. Okay, just wanted to put that. But that's what he said to me in Messenger. So I was like, hey, remember that rape shed thing? Well, you said you'd try anything. Do you want to look into it? So I sent him some PubMed.gov info on Nerve 2 and osteoarthritis, which is degenerative, right? So, and he's like, yeah, let me know. Like, let me know what it'll cost. And that's where we're at, because then I jumped on this. But my point was, my secret is to just keep doing my thing and believing what's making me feel good every day is LifeVantage and the people involved in LifeVantage and the products of LifeVantage. I do enjoy my work, but there are days where I'd rather jump off a bridge. And I mean that jokingly. If you knew me, you'd know I joke a lot. But seriously, there's some days I want to punch some people in the face. And so what I decided to do is like, okay, I'm going to go to the thing that makes me happy every single day. Now, it may be a whole lot of time because I took that day off of work, or I'm going to mail in this day of work. Or it's because I just want to care and I just want to try, because you never know what's going to happen. And then somebody's going to be, hit you up for it. So have that confidence early on in the month. That way towards the end of the month, you're not like, oh, bananas, I gotta work extra hard to get that fifth customer. I've already got the PV, but I need that 500 or that fifth person. So just so it's not so stressful, because then that can kind of take away from how much fun it is to work together on this. Because then it's like, well, I gotta follow up this guy, but I gotta work late. So who are we gonna have watch the kids while you crush it on Zooms or whatever? So that'd be my advice. Great story, I know, compelling, rich. But
No, you are so awesome. You are so awesome, Al. Thank you. I love how raw and real you are. I think everybody could probably say yes, that's it. I look like I have a sunburn for some reason. I don't know. Last week you couldn't see me. This week I look like I have a sunburn with this thing. So anyways, thank you guys so much. You are phenomenal. I look forward to spending time with you guys in a few weeks, actually. And it's gonna be great to hug you. I haven't seen you in so long, so I just can't wait. And everyone else, get to global so we can all see each other and have a big old party. But Tanya always ends in prayer, so I'm gonna go ahead, and I mean, she is very articulate. She's phenomenal, so I'm gonna do my best, and but I'm gonna go ahead and end this call in prayer, you guys. So, all right, thanks, Lord, for these phenomenal people. I just pray that you will go before them as the start of this month, as this month begins, that you'll just go before them and that you will fulfill their wishes and their dreams, Lord. You say, ask and you shall receive, knock and the door will be open. So Lord, I just pray that you will just fill each one of these people's minds and hearts with the things that they want and the things that they want to receive and the things that they want to give. And Lord, I just pray that you walk this month with them as they as those things are coming to play. And Lord, I just pray that you will just bless each and everyone on this call, this tomorrow, this week, tonight as they sleep. And Lord, I just want to just do an extra blessing over Al and Suzie, and just how and just an extra blessing of love over them. Lord, I just there can't be two better people in this world than these two. And I just feel so blessed and so inspired tonight to hear from them and to hear their heart. And I just thank you and I just praise you for all that you do for us. And I just pray that you'll be with us as we set our goals and we go about this month and this week. In your name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Sorry. I don't know why I said sorry. I meant bye. You guys have a great day. And
I love that. Good night, everybody. Nice to see you.
bye.